Apple announcing it's investing $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years, much to the delight of President Trump, who thanked the company and CEO Tim Cook this morning on Truth Social. The announcement coming as big tech continues navigating through Trump's ongoing trade wars. And for more, we're bringing in now Nikki Kristof and company CEO. Nikki, it is good to see you. So Apple certainly making big news today, Nikki, $500 billion here in the U.S. over the next 4 years, 20,000 workers producing AI servers here. One question I would have, Nikki, as an Apple investor, I guess I'd want to know, did Tim Cook and company, did they do enough here to kind of satisfy Trump, make the president happy enough so that if there is need for it, Nikki, Trump could now say, you know what, Apple, you've done enough. You have earned that special tariff carve-out, that tariff exemption. As remember, of course, Apple did, I believe, back in 2018. What do you think, Nikki?
Well, that's exactly right. They did get an exemption from Chinese tariffs during the first Trump administration. Whether or not they did enough, I'm going to say probably not. What they did deliver, what Tim Cook delivered for Donald Trump, was a great headline: $500 billion in investment in the United States, 20,000 jobs. That's not nothing. But not only do we have to think about the Chinese tariffs, which he's promised, but also India tariffs. There are an awful lot of iPhones made in.
Yeah, this is a good point, and this goes back to what I was talking about throughout the Power series and reputation, because Trump knows one thing, and that's business. And he looks at the markets before he makes any decision, whether that be good or bad. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Ghost from BMSL. Today, we're talking about the $500 billion investment that Apple announced that it was making in the United States over the next 4 years. Now, you may look at this like, oh, wow, this is great news, but it's also a silent message that Trump is sending as well. He's saying that, hey, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to provide more jobs, and we want you guys to do these jobs, okay? So you're going to be forced to get skills. You're going to be forced to move away from that college life that you were thinking about, unless you're majoring in STEM, science, technology, engineering, or math. And so I think on the surface level, this $500 billion investment is going to be great for the economy. But underneath the surface level, he's telling us to level up their skills. So let's get some more. People turn out the way that they do for a multitude of different reasons. Me personally, instead of just regular water, I like to drink sparkling water. Some people like to drink regular tap water. Some people like to drink filtered water. Everybody is different. But how did he or she become the way that they did? There's a lot of great stories out there, but not many people tell their story. I happen to be different. I actually told my story, and I start when I was really, really young. The book is in stores now. You should be seeing it on the side of your screen. Yes, it's called The Price of Freedom. In stores now. If you have Kindle, you can get it on Kindle as an ebook. If you want the regular paper copy, feel free to order that as well. I believe the Kindle store has the book for about $10, and the paperback is $12. It's very affordable, and I want to let you guys know you'll get a lot of good insight and a lot of direction from this book. Let me know also what you guys think by leaving a review in the Amazon department as soon as you get the book in the mail. Let me know what you guys think. Now back to the video.
India, and we still don't know yet what those are going to look like. So I would be very surprised if this gets them 2 get out of jail free cards.
So what do you think would rise to that level, right? We've had a handful of these announcements thus far about investments in the U.S. Some of them are sort of repackaged of existing stuff that the companies are planning on doing. Some of it, you got a little new investment mixed in. What do you think would earn the carve out from Apple or from other companies who are trying to get it?
Okay, well, if I knew that.
First and foremost, he needs to bring his business, all his business, into the United States. That's what Trump wants. Over the last, 4, 8, 12 years since Apple's actually been making millions and billions of dollars, it actually entered into the $1 trillion status not too long ago. But all their manufacturing has been in China, in India, and some other places as well, making buttloads of money. While here in America, they have a facility, maybe 2, but most of their business, and they were even in talks about going to Mexico. Most of their business is overseas. Okay, so I don't think there's anything that they can do to get in Trump's good graces, because for so long they were making so much money. So we'll see. Well, I'm interested to see what she says.
I might be on Apple's board, but I do have an idea of something that they could do. I think that what Donald Trump likes is to deliver on campaign promises. And he has promised to bring manufacturing jobs back to the US. He's been promising that for a decade. We have not seen a lot of success on that. They are talking about working with their existing suppliers in a lot of red states, including Arizona, Michigan, Texas, to start manufacturing there. If they can actually put people into manufacturing jobs, I think that is going to go a long way with the president. The second thing is if they can shift from nearshoring, there was a lot of talk about building things potentially in Mexico, and make it clear that they've changed from even considering that to moving fully to the United States. I think those are two more things they can do to get goodwill with the president.
I wonder, Nikki, if Trump, he's hanging out there in Mar-a-Lago with another CEO, and he could say now, listen, Tim Cook, he just announced $500 billion he's going to spend and invest here in the U.S. over the next 4 years. I wonder, do you think it could be used by Trump as kind of leverage when he's talking to other execs?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to let her go, and we're going to get a little bit more. But yes, he's going to use it as leverage. That's what it's called, power. And this is the game that we talk about over here on this channel when it comes to making moves in the business world, making moves in the professional world, or making moves just in your own personal life. It's power, it's leverage, and everyone needs some leverage in order to get what you want. Okay? What are you willing to do for me in return? That is what the game Trump is playing. So you guys got to understand, there's a game within a game within a game. He's playing 3D chess by thinking multiple steps ahead. And I think it was announced just yesterday that he's actually introducing the gold card instead of the green card, but a gold card is going to cost $5 million. And it's basically a pathway to citizenship. You'll be able to pay taxes, residency in the United States. It's absolutely genius. I'm interested to see where this goes. And we got to definitely have a conversation about that as well, because if he sells, I think he said, a million or 100 million of these, it's 1 trillion or $50 trillion, if I'm not mistaken. Right, I gotta go look back at that video, but what he's doing right now is just creating income for America, because right now we're $36 trillion in debt. So we need all the income that we can, and we need all the cost cutting that we can, which is why Doge is so important.
Absolutely. This administration loves to line everybody up and make them agree to different things. We just saw Microsoft, as an investor in OpenAI and part of the Stargate Alliance, agree to a similarly sized investment in the United States. There's only so many companies that can go that far. But, Tim Cook and Apple are at the very front edge of this, of making commitments and giving good headlines. And the president wants to move fast on the things that he has promised. And that is America first, including having American companies make things here. So I am certain that that is a point of leverage with other conversations.
Nikki, this Trump term feels very different from the last Trump term in a number of different ways. And one of them is that companies seem more willing to work with the president. Is that defensive? Is that offensive? What do you think is driving it? And what, are we seeing a disconnect? I mean, you talk to these companies. Are we seeing any kind of disconnect between these public-facing announcements and what they're saying behind closed doors?
This is a great question, and I don't think that you can lump all of the CEOs and the companies and executives together. You have people who appear to be more ideologically aligned with where...
All right, guys, that's pretty much the news. You guys heard the $500 billion investment. We talked about how the power plays a factor into this, because Trump's reputation precedes him by a landslide. And if you haven't checked out that Power series, I encourage you, check out the Power series. 48 Laws of Power. We're going over Robert Greene's book, and we're breaking down and we're comparing and contrasting what we see right now in real life, what's happening. And we're in the book, he's literally playing his cards just like that. If you want to take The Art of War by Sun Tzu, that is a good reference as well. But we clearly see him using power and leverage and authority to get what he wants. And sometimes he even forces the issue. Okay, so that's just who he is. It's very interesting to watch. And as someone who's interested in history and looking at how things were done in the past versus how they're done now, it's absolutely mind-boggling, and it's impressive to see how he's not only in line and in step with what those have done before us, but also he's kind of paving his own way and doing things his own way, so that way he can make America great again. Whatever your thoughts or opinions are, I'm interested to see what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this big issue, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Peace.